That would be our center front. And what button shall we use here?
Where did you get that chalk? I like that.
All kinds of secrets. It's a chalk with a little round rowel thing to it.
Yeah, what's that?
I got those.
Made
I
by
have those.
Clover.
Oh,
It's Japanese.
I've never
all
seen that
sorts of unique
before. I
stuff.
want to get one.
You have to refill it.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah, when you're
This
done.
one powders.
Okay, now we're going to measure this button. It doesn't have too much of a profile. So I'm going to measure the button, and it looks like it's about a 1-inch hole. That would be the width of the button plus 1/8 of an inch. And here we go. You can see, can you see how I'm going across here? All right, so we're going to measure 1 inch. And mark it. Okay, and we're going to draw a line and try to stay on the grain of the fabric so you get the maximum benefit. And then we'll lay out our buttonholes. That's a good idea when you lay out the buttonholes to extend the lines because you can't see where the lines are when you're working them. Okay. I'm going to use a little piece of muslin for my backing piece, and you don't want to extend into the space for the other buttonhole, so I'm going to cut this in half like that. Alright, I'm going to put this piece on the back here. This would be like on the front of the garment. And I'm keeping the grain consistent with the grain of the fabric here. Excuse me. Alright. Now, the lips of the buttonhole are pretty much up to you how big you want to make them. But a rule of thumb is thirds. So if your buttonhole is 1 inch long, 1/4 of an inch is a good idea for the size of a lip of a buttonhole. It could be 1/3 of the size, like a 3/8 or so, or what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5/16. 1/4 of an inch is pretty good. So I'm going to use that. That would look nice with the button. Here's the button here. So we're kind of looking at how much buttonhole is going to show underneath of the button. Okay, so I'm going to use my chalk and do a little bit of measuring here.
Now, is this a bound buttonhole?
Yes, this is a bound buttonhole. Okay, we're working on the back side of the garment. Okay, so we're going to use... I'm going to start right in the middle of the buttonhole. And the distance between the needle and the line should be about 1/4 of an inch. So I'm going to move this over here, which is right in the middle of the toe. Okay.
Can you say that again, please? I'm sorry.
I'm going to start stitching in the middle of the buttonhole. Okay. So that means that I'm not going to start at the edge here.
Okay.
I'm going to start here because I want to overstitch myself as I go around and not have any weak corners in the buttonhole.
Okay. I see.
Okay, so what I am doing now is there's the needle is down. Okay, visually speaking, it's 1/4 of an inch from the middle of the toe, right here, over to where the needle is down. Okay, now I'm going to change my stitch length to 1.5, and here we go. So I want it to be tight and small, and I want my needle to stay down when I finish stitching, just to hold the project. Okay, now I'm at the end of the line here. Okay, that's the needle is in, so I'm going to turn this. I'm going to put it down on the guideline. Now that is like one fiber over from the guideline. So I want to go one more stitch. There, that's better. Okay, now it's down. Now I'm going to count. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's the end. Okay. So I had 4 stitches on the end here, and 4 stitches on the end here.
I only counted 3.
I went one beyond the line, so I accounted for that. Okay, let's see how it comes out. Okay, I'm going to zing you down to here, to the line. It's a good one. That's good.
Oh, it's very good.
Okay, so
It doesn't have half stitches. I saw some machines that have half stitches.
cool. Well, if you've got something that's very delicate and might ravel out, like some silks, like shantung, or some of the, different raw silks, it's a good idea to you go around twice, maybe. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. There it is. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Ah! There we are. Went back 1. Okay, now I should be lined up to go right into this line of stitching, which is right here. And I'm going to overstitch a little bit so that makes it nice and strong.
You got a back stitch.
I know, I overstitched it.
Right. Remember she started there?
So that means that we have a little extra stitching right in here, which is good. And if this was a looser weave, I might go around again, just in case it ravels out. Okay. Now, you all have seen my tailor's points. This is what they're for.
I love it.
This is what they're for. And I brought some antique buttonhole shears for you to see.
Oh, I remember those.
These are extremely sharp from here down, and they have a stout blade, so they'll help you with heavy fabric. That's why these are so wonderful, because the blade is even stouter than this and just as sharp. And this hole is to add some relief so that you can go in and go around in the hole. And these are,
Wow.
looks like, I don't know what is steel. They're German.
We used to have those in
Shim-fit.
sewing class.
Yep.
when I was at school. That's how old we are. Right?
Those are older than that. Those came from my grandmother. So
That's what they were for.
that's
those
what they're for, is
buttonholes.
buttonholes. Yep. Okay, now I'm going to take the hole itself, and we're going to fold it in half and snip right in the middle, and put the shears right in there. And if you can visualize this, you're going to cut a little point right here. That little point is something you're going to have to sew onto. So this goes right to the very point of the stitching right there.
Do you want
And
me to hold it up here?
no, oh, she's reorganizing here, like that. And then this goes right down the line to the other perceived point of the triangle, to the corner of the buttonhole, and to the corner of the buttonhole here. Okay. And now we're going to take this buttonhole that we've cut apart, take it loose from the pins, and we're going to take the muslin and we're going to fold it right into the hole. And if we've clipped it nicely, when we pull the muslin, it'll be a nice clean looking hole. Now that will take some pressing and manipulation a little bit. And practice. Okay, now let's let this be the facing hole.
And then we're going to put in the lips.
Then we're going to do lips on this hole. This will be the facing hole. It's in a lightweight fabric. So I have a little piece of linen over here, or I'll use this blue linen. How about that? We'll make blue lips.
And in this case, you're now going to stitch the little corners that were left? Okay.
No, we'll do that when we make the lips. Okay, so now we're going to go back to our work area here. And here is the line, remember, for the hole. Okay, and we'll cut a piece of blue. All right, good size one. Better have more than not enough. And we're going to have one that's about the same length as the facing piece. And I'm sure each one of you would do a sample buttonhole before you would cut into your garment. Okay. All right, we're going to pin this on the right side of the garment over here. There's the hole right there. Okay.
You're going to form the lips as you...
We're gonna do a similar thing. Push that back, Kathy, so you don't have to.
Can you do it? Yeah.
Trip over it.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm not sure where we're going with this.
Okay. What we're doing? With what? That thing?
No, where you're going.
Where I'm going? I've got the fabric on the right side. Right sides together, just like we did with the muslin. Okay, and now we're going to sew around our guidelines. And it was at 1/4 of an inch, which was in the middle of the toe and the middle of the needle. Okay, can you?
That's better. Okay. How long
Here, you want it? There you go.
Oh, that's
Here.
perfect. That's perfect.
Let
Is
me
it gonna
move
be
this
any way?
over a little bit. That way. Okay, good.
All right.
There you go. All right, now we're going to go. You can get another job being a camera person for how to sew. Okay, we're going to go right straight down to the line. There it is. Okay.
So we're doing the exact same thing as we did.
Exact same thing as we did before. Now we're going to count. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're at the line. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now we're still in the middle of the toe, so we're just right on the money here. 1. We don't have to count these. We're down to the line. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right in the middle. Good show. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then we're going to come back right up to where we started out and overstitch.
Now, do you always do 4 stitches, or why?
It depends. I just want to count so I know that I have a square hole. I don't want to
But,
do.
I mean, does it depend on the size
Might be
of the
5,
thread?
might
I mean,
be-
of the button?
Yep, might be a lot of things. It's up to
Ours
your.
is a 1/4 inch wide.
Hmm?
The opening is a 1/4 inch.
The opening between the line and the stitching
It's a quarter.
was just about a 1/4 inch.
Oh, okay, that
The
determines.
whole hole is about a 1/2 inch.
Right.
So that's pretty good with a 1/2 inch opening and an inch long. That's a nice relationship. Okay, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to fold the buttonhole in half and snip the middle like that, right on the line. Okay, am I in the camera? Okay, then we're going to go down to the point. We're going to clip into the corner there. Clip into the corner here. Now, at this point, it's really important, because we're making the front lips, to have your cut be right on the line. And the reason for that is this amount of fabric in here fills up the lips of the buttonhole. And if it's irregular, then it doesn't make a pretty buttonhole. Okay? All right, now the fabric is pulled through. Okay. So that came out even better than this. Looks really good on the front here, doesn't it? Very nice. Pretty hole.
Now, what was the point of doing it with 2 different pieces of?
This
like
is
muslin?
this is the backing.
Oh, that's the back side. So, okay.
I thought I'd demonstrate that.
Well,
Okay,
And you're gonna
now
make the lips with that,
I'm going to make the lips right now.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm going to look underneath here. Okay, and I'm going to see this little flange of what we just cut. Okay, and I'm going to take this piece of fabric. Can you get it? Get the picture? Okay, and I'm going to take this piece of fabric and roll that over for 1/2 of the lip.
oh,
So that little piece, and you can feel it. Everybody feel it.
so it's
You
like
can feel the
the seam allowance you're taking. I got
Yep. You feel it?
Guide my hand. Yeah.
Got it? Okay. And then we're going to do the same thing on this side. We're going to take this little bit of flange, going to push it in like this, and we're going to fold this over top of it like that. I'm just going to hold it up for a minute. This is the patch method of bound buttonholes.
It's what?
The patch method. Okay, now, before I go any further, I want to turn this over and take a look at the lips. Okay, I want to make sure the lips are exactly the same. This one has had
Needs more Botox.
an
on it.
implant, yeah. Okay. All right, and make sure that that's going right along there. Okay, now I'm kind of finger pressing this. See, they're looking pretty good. All right, then you're going to take a little bit of thread. All right, and start off here. Okay, and we're going to eyeball the fibers that are in the lips, and we're going to catch those fibers So it pulls the lips together in an equal way. Like that.
She makes it look so easy. Then I go home and I'm like, how did she do that?
Well, it's just practice. The thing that makes it so sweet is accurate corners and clipping right to those corners. And if that isn't done, then you've lost it. You really have to clip very carefully and right in there. And then we're just going to just hold it a little bit right over here. Now, what I would want to do at this point would be to press. Because I want to make sure that these lips stay exactly where they're supposed to be. Because right now, this pin is pushing this lip too much and making it too fat.
Do you want me to
So,
warm up the
well,
iron?
well, I'm
Do you want me
gonna
to press it?
roll this a little bit with my fingers. I think it'll be all right. And I'm gonna pin it a little bit closer and on the top this time. And I'm gonna roll this one out a little bit so that I know that that lip, I think it's coming along okay. So that I know that that lip is in there. Now that's a little bit straighter. Can you see it's a little bit straighter? Okay. So now I'm going to take this, pretend that this is pressed, I'm going to take this and fold it up like this.
That's when you.
And there is the little point that we were careful to cut. Now,
Move your left hand a little.
okay, just a second.
She can.
All right.
I know, but we need to see.
It's
what
okay.
it is. Okay. I got
Here's
it.
the tip. Here is the line of the stitching for the buttonhole. We're going to stitch one thread over from that line of stitching. This is important because you want to make sure you're in good sound fabric, and this first line is going to keep it from fraying, and this one is going to catch it. Okay? I'm going to put that right underneath of the presser foot here.
You have to get down now because of the light.
Okay. All right, I'm going to eyeball it with my guide in the presser foot. And I'm going to back up a little bit on that. Okay. Now you can see that the stitching is right inside.
Thought that would be better.
It's okay, I'll move.
It's just the light is the,
See,
yeah, okay.
you want me to pull this out? Is it better if it's out?
Because the light is, yeah.
Bouncing off of it. So the line of stitching is right in here.
We need to do some editing of this video.
What does that mean?
They take out shots that you don't need, you know. I'm just joking.
Okay, now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Let's see how pretty that is. That just came right together. Looks very nice. Excuse me. So now we can know that this is going where it's supposed to go. Okay, we take these out. And we're going to move this back this way. Put it underneath of the presser foot here. Straighten this out, pull it out as flat as it can be, and kind of feel, make sure that the lips are full of that little seam allowance. Put that down like that.
That's the only thing that will hold the
Lips.
buttonhole
Yeah,
together.
yeah. Well, you're gonna do a lot more construction on it, because you're gonna attach this part right here. Okay, now. That looks pretty good. And I think when this is pressed, it'll look okay. I'm off by 3 fibers here.
I'm just breathing because I don't get to breathe. I'm trying
Okay.
to hold this still.
Now I'm gonna move
I can
this.
take over. Do you want me to take over?
Sure.
Now I'm gonna move this back out the way it was. Okay, and I'm gonna turn this. I'm gonna take away some of this extra because it's gonna create bulk.
Of course, most times those two would be separate pieces, right?
Maybe, maybe
the
not.
inside and the outside. Oh, okay.
Okay, and this is all pressed and nice. So I'm going to take this and roll it right on over top of the buttonhole.
I see.
And then pin it like that.
This is the front.
This is the back.
This is the back.
Like that.
It's the inside of the
It's
jacket.
the inside of the
That's
garment.
the facing.
And then,
Bernadette, one question.
yes ma'am?
This could be left like it is, right? This buttonhole here. That
What?
could be my front.
It is your front.
This one right here.
This one?
Without this part. I mean, we could finish it, like this. Right? This
That-
could be the front of
That is the
garment.
front.
What I mean is I could use this style, not putting this over, right?
No, this is the back of the garment. So this would be like the front edge of the garment here. And then this finishes off the buttonhole on the back side. This is the facing part
I
over on
thought
this
you had,
side.
this was finished already.
The hole is done.
But
The
this
lips
could
and
be,
everything.
this could be the front of your garment and not
It
put
is.
anything on.
No, you always have to put a backing on it.
See, okay.
Always have to have a backing. Okay, so now, Kathy, I need to get a spool of thread there, please.
Any color?
Well, maybe I'll just take it out of the machine. This is okay.